Good morning, it's your girl. And ooh, do I have a show for you? This is gonna be wow. You might want to share this. Stay tuned. It's coming up. Don't right now. What's up, everybody? I'm kind of excited today because I didn't sleep well last night. And the reason why I didn't sleep well last night is because now I'm starting to think about things that I've seen. Okay, let's just jump into it. Chuck is gone, but there's so many people digging into it like, nah, he ain't gone. It's too many discrepancies. And look, it's not even black people looking this up. White people, I'm listening to them and I'm saying like, what? Let me look this up. I'm like, wait a minute, possibility? And they start calling out things they see because they smell bullshit too, is what I'm saying. So let's start from the beginning. So when Charlie did his thing, right, someone kept talking about his shirt, like what's in his shirt. And I was like, they doing too much, because on some real talk, I could care less if Charlie was alive or dead, to be honest. The way he talked, I don't like negativity. So if you're calling it into existence, I don't want to be nowhere near you, right? But I didn't really, want to see him die on TV. That's horrific, to be honest. Because the last time we watched somebody die on TV, it was at the hands of police. George Floyd, we watched him die. No one helped. It was great. It was crazy. Still to this day, I'm like, that right there was unbelievable. Probably just as bad as seeing, what's his name, Rodney King get beat down by all of those officers. God rest his soul. There's a lot of God rest his soul on our side, which isn't cool. But anyway, I digress. Let's get back to the story. So, first and foremost, when Charlie got shot, it was like a little ping, no other blood anywhere else. Now, from my research and listening to real hunters, they said you gotta be a super expert to shoot from not 200, but 400, because it was a little over 400 feet. Yeah, that's different, right? And so they looking at the kid, it's like, you got to have, as old as the kid was, what, 22? You need almost about that much, time in the field shooting, experience, 22 years of experience. So while this kid may be an avid hunter, and he probably has a good shot, he ain't got no good shot from over 400 feet though. Yeah, that's the questions. And talking to a few hunters, they said, look, the gun and the bullet they said they use, if you get hit with it that far, you're going to be decapitated. Your head is coming off, period. Your head is coming off. So that right there got me thinking, like, even though I thought it, I didn't care. You know what I mean? I still don't care, but at the same time, I'm intrigued, right? So now we know that the shooter couldn't have done it. So they just picked a young guy because you'll forget him later on. Kind of like how our country lies about stuff like, actually touching the moon and what? That 1986? Remember when NASA, that blew up? But then people saying those same people are like right in the area. You're like, what? You can still see them. They're actually working at colleges. So they didn't die. They didn't blow up. Yeah, that's a whole nother story. We'll get into it another time. But so our country has lied about everything. It lied about slavery, who the indigenous people were. It's a lot of tricks. It's a lot of whatever. So I'm saying like, all right, now I'm paying attention. You see, it got me sweating because I'm thinking about it so much. Excuse me. So now we know the kid couldn't have did it. But I don't know about you guys, but I could have sworn the reward was 100,000. When did it become a mill? After the fact? So now the government giving up $1 million to his family? Another thing is this. There were a lot of actors in the audience, a lot of paid actors. You want to know how I know? Because I've been a background actor for about 4 years. Yeah, here in Georgia. And I know how they put things together and cut and all of this type stuff, right? Because the actions of the people were real slow. Because you know, if you hear or anything like that, or you see somebody get shot, there is no way you looking around like what? If there is no stagnation, there's a you out, you flow Joe. All I see is the back of your head, your feet running away from the scene. It took them a minute to get themselves together like they was at a picnic or something. Oh my, get you, let me get my stuff. Here I go. And so I'm just like, whoa, this is theatrical. Like they were doing a television show, like they were doing a movie. That's how it was. And then later on, you catch somebody who wasn't part of the scene, catching some guys taking down the quote unquote camera behind Charlie. They were looking around to see who was looking. They all had on shades. It was so weird. Like after he got shot, there was zero police. There was no ambulance. It was like, yeah, it wasn't good. It was terrible acting, actually. Right? So, anywho, come to find out, the camera that they have was really this. Do you see what I'm saying? So, someone is saying that they had the 10 by 10 area, which you have to have for that type of camera or that type of projector. The projector is a holographic projector. And so you need at least a 10 by 10 space. Now, the other thing is they also had like a flip in there where Charlie could get out and nobody could see. That's why they grabbed him up quick, ran to the SUV, which is weird too. Like, why did y'all? Nobody applied pressure. Nobody did anything. There was like no trying to save nothing. Do you understand? And I'm trying to make sense of it at the beginning, but then after I was saying, none of this shit makes sense. But I don't care. But now that it keeps coming up, you know, it's a bigger plot to the whole thing. So hear me out. So they put this guy, whoever he was, in the truck. Nobody seen his face, nothing. They covered it all up. It was weird. What was it? 4 guys carried him. And then the other actor, remember I told you he was an actor, is the old man. Pants all dragging down. He easily got 10 grand for that. They said, look, you're going to be the fall guy. They're going to see your face. And maybe he negotiated and got more because, you know, there's some crazy people out there that see your face and be like, he's the guy, you know? Nah. So they had to pay him probably a grip of money too. I'm going to say he probably got about 50. He probably got 50K. All right. So Charlie's hidden. He's gone and it snuck him out, probably out of the country. You know, he probably on that island, Epstein. I'm just saying. Epstein on that island. Anywho, so there's no ambulance, no police, nothing. There's no funeral, not even for the family. You don't hear nothing from his mother, his father, his sister. Come on! He was like your white superhero, Captain Maga. So none of that. Got the hologram, got the fake shooter, right, from another group. See, because now he didn't left his group and he can't come back because now he's quote unquote dead. So now some other little guys are trying to be him, but they gonna get hurt. They really gonna get hurt. We're gonna hear about them later on. They rolling up on HBCU colleges. You know what I'm saying? So I think they need to sit down. Trying to roll up in black churches, that's another, you should sit down. We don't take too kindly to certain things. You know, the safest campuses in the US are the HBCUs, is what I'm saying. Anywho, that's a whole nother thing I'm gonna get into probably later on too, because this young guy's doing too much. He's trying to be another Kirk. It ain't gonna be no other Kirk, is what I'm saying. So then let's move along to the wife. Like, why is there a video of her holding his hand and all of this, but they never show his face? Why is they doing that anyway? And she's so fake. Her acting is terrible. She might have been a beauty queen at one time, but she damn sure ain't no actor. This shit is hilarious, right? To a certain extent. So then they bury him, right? Private. Yeah, all right. That's why the government said, oh, we'll take him and we'll do this and we'll do that. Because they all part of the scheme. I just don't believe that. I don't believe that they let Trump know ahead of time because he would have, you know, he spilled the beans. You see what he did, right? He's telling everything now, you know, because he don't care. He just saying what it is. You know what I mean? Hey, you know, Charlie's not really dead. You know, he's on the island. You know what I mean? He would already told on him, right? So we got the fake shooter. They got paid way too much, right? Because he's a fall guy. So maybe he got paid just the right amount of money because people might want to take him out. You know what I mean? Then this is the crazy part. Then they have a memorial for Kurt. Chuck Boy, they had one. You had to pay to get in. People had their lawn chairs. They had all kinds of food and everything. Do you know they just left it on the streets of Arizona? Had to clean all that up. So who knows how much they charge? I'm gonna find out how much they had to pay for that. I'm gonna find it. When I do, it's gonna be right there how much the cleanup was. So during that whole quote unquote memorial, it didn't seem like a memorial at all. They had his picture up there. They had his wife. They had Trump. They had all the favorites. You know what I'm saying? Even Elon showed up. Yeah, you know he a snake. But anywho, so the guy who probably spewed the most hateful rhetoric was Stephen Miller. Sounds Jewish. Probably is. Anyway, he used to work for Elon Musk, but now he is our deputy chief of staff for policy, also known as a co-author to Project 25. Yeah, it's like that. So I just run through this part of the speech where it should probably be changed, but I'll tell you how he said it. So part of his speech was talking to the Magas. Patriots have inherited civilizing mission from their ancestors. Y'all got ancestors? Okay, I digress. Let me just finish. You have nothing. You are wickedness. You are jealousy. You are envy. You are hatred. You are nothing. You can build nothing. You can produce nothing. You can create nothing. We are the ones who build. We are the ones who create. We are the ones who uplift humanity. There's a lot of things that are funny. One, white people never say ancestors. They always say relatives. See, this is the same guy I told you guys about that been studying us for about 10, 15 years. So he's using our spirituality, right, to say all of these things. See, when he said, you have nothing, he meant them, white people. So let me read it how it really was supposed to go. We have nothing. You should have said that. We have wickedness. We are jealous. We are envy. We are hatred. We are nothing. We can build nothing. We can produce nothing. We can create nothing. They are the ones who build. They are the ones who create. They are the ones who uplift humanity. Never them. Always us. Okay? He said ancestors. That tells you he's been studying us. So a few people have been studying us, but they didn't study right because they're still wondering how we can still be the people we are and not want revenge. It's something they want. All of this, all the things that I'm telling you about, all the things that's going on right now, even down to the white girl killed on the bus. Nah, she's just back home in the Ukraine. That's it. It's funny that they had to mention she was Ukrainian, coming home from her job, and like she had a little shitty job, you know, at a fast food place, and then had a black man behind her. These are all actors, mind you. Because being 1,000, how I know they're actors is because those black people would have jumped that other black man, even though the girl was white. Because that's how we get down. Because we believe right is right and wrong is wrong, no matter who does it. I know y'all don't. I know you guys don't. White people don't believe that. You're wrong and I'm right, like kids. That was also acting. I tell you, somebody made some good money off this. I wish they would have called me because I would have scripted it out way better. It would have had a better script. But it's a bunch of these little things. Now, the hangings are real because those are the people that are those crazy magas on the street that we've always had. They've been doing hangings for a while, though, trying to trigger us early. It's been a couple of years, over the years, a few here, a few there. You see what they're doing to our North Carolina truck drivers? They doing a lot of things to push our buttons. So when I told you the two white boys that came onto the campus of a HBCU, you can come, but don't come with no rah-rah. They lucky that security came and found them first. Because I promise you, and this is how we do it, I promise you on everything I love, they would have got their ass kicked. Promise you on everything I love, they would have been beat down, is what I'm saying. The mere fact that they think they could do this, they gonna get hurt. They try to do it at the church in Philly. I don't know who that kid think he is, but they've been being light with him. But they gonna catch him out there. Anybody that think they could just roll up in a black church. Look, we skeptical of when white people come into the church anyway, because ever since Dylan Roof, we looking at you funny style. Because we let you in with open arms. And Dylan Roof killed everybody. What? Yeah, and Cash Patel didn't even know that. Who was that? He's a podcaster. He has no clue of what's going on. It's sad, huh? Look, everything I told you, you may think is conspiracy theory. It's up to you, whatever you believe. But me, I'm going on real facts, real actions, how they're moving. See, a lot of people, when they think they have a winning hand, you know, because they want you to know, right? It's just like playing spades for all you that know how to play spades. When you looking at your hand, you like, what? Me and my partner going bubble. Now, bubble means that you're going to win the hand because you're going to win like almost all sets of the cards, all books, we call them. So you got that come through. So that's how they're coming through. That's why the young white boys are going to the HBCUs and the black churches. They're antagonizing. They're trying to be another Charlie, but like I said, there's not going to be another one. But that's all part of the plan, to antagonize us enough that we come out. Because they've been doing things over and over again. And we've just been laying in the cut because since the beginning of this country, when they came and colonized, we have always been on the right side of things, right? And just allowed certain things to go. And then we boycott, we did this, we did that. It never worked for our ancestors. So we tried something different. We tried to lay back, and they can't stand that either. We're not even in your way. It irks you so much that you still coming for us. And the reason why they're coming for us, you guys, right? Is because white supremacy is a myth. No disrespect, but white people have never been the superior being. Everybody knows it's us. Everyone. We don't say it, but we know it. See, the thing is, this country just wants to enact martial law. That's the only way they could really get us, is by enacting martial law. And they want to do it so bad. A couple of times they tried. That's why the president keeps putting troops on the streets. But he can't do it for long. But see, if he enacts martial law, then they don't leave the streets until he says they leave the streets. This is so sad. But this is what they want to do. Because this is the only way they can defeat us. At least that's what they think. This is the only way they can defeat us, is by enacting martial law. But it's not only for us. When they do that, it's for everybody, you know. And this is why when you look at black people like, I don't know how they could just have a party and this, that. Because this country has done everything they could to us. And so this time we figured we'd sit this one out. We'd watch and see. We're prepared for anything now. Don't think because we haven't gotten involved in anything that we are not ready. We are beyond ready. It's going to be a different us that shows up than our ancestors. Not better, just different. So look, I still need you to get up. Yeah, you. Get up, get out, and now you know their plan. So what we doing?